headed out today on a 3-night, 4-day camping adventure in a part of the country called the Maze District of Canyonlands National Park. Supposedly it's one of the most remote sections of the lower 48, and based on what it's going to take to get there, I can believe it. We've got a 2-hour off-road drive to the Hands Flat Ranger Station, which is not even yet in the park. And then after the ranger station, we have it says a 3+ hour off-road drive to our campsite, which is called the Maze Overlook. So we've got a long, bumpy day ahead. Hopefully we'll see a partial eclipse on the way. This is Eclipse Monday. We're in Utah, so we're only going to get about 50%, so I don't know if that's really much to see or not, but we'll check it out when it happens here in a few hours, and we're going to make our way down the road to our campsite. Still on our way out to Hands Flat Ranger Station. There's this really cool area full of sand dunes. We had a really windy day the other day. You can see the sands blowing across the road. Won't be any trouble getting across. It's also cool to see the snow-covered Henry Mountains in the distance there. Pretty cool.
So we're driving along, and all of a sudden we spot, what is it again? One little pronghorn by himself. He's really beautiful. Sorry, Steve's moving the Jeep a little bit, so it's a little bouncy. There you can see him. Doesn't seem too bothered by us. He is walking away.
So we're currently at the Hands Flat Ranger Station after about a 2-hour drive from Hanksville, Utah, which happens to be the closest town to the ranger station. So it's to get to any services at all, gas, food, lodging, anything like that, minimum 2-hour off-road drive. So we stopped here to pick up our camping permit and to check the road conditions. So we got our permits. Road conditions all look passable, although they're going to be pretty rough. So we also decided to air down our tires so we had better traction, a little smoother ride, since for the next 3 days we're going to be on some pretty rough roads. One interesting thing is, this place is so remote, the rangers here actually live on site for 9 months at a time. They work 9 days on and 5 days off, just because it's too far to commute. I mean, you couldn't commute 2 hours on these roads back and forth every day. So it takes a special kind of person to come out here for 9 months at a time in the middle of nowhere. But rangers were all very helpful, and I think they're always glad to see people since they don't get very many people out here. So they got us fixed up, and we're going to continue our journey to the Maze Overlook campsite.
Okay, so we're airing down the tires before we head out on the really rough roads. Steve's got the little tubing with the vent. He's got it open, and as you can see, it's really cool. We can hook up all 4 tires at once. So when we come back out, we hook this thing up again, and then Steve will plug it into an air compressor in the front of our Jeep, and we'll air them back up to go out on the roads. So this will just take a few minutes, and then we'll be headed out.
We just left Hands Flat Ranger Station on our 3+ hour trip to our Maze Overlook campground, and the road went from pretty good condition, dirt road with some washboarding, but you can make pretty good time, to now we're on some rougher trail, so it's going to be slower going, but not too bad yet. I think we're going to have some tricky spots at some point, but for now, nothing our Jeep can't handle. So we're just going to bounce around for 3 hours until we get to our campsite.
All right, so now we are going down the Flint Trail. See, it drops off on one side. This is what it looks like out front, and we got cliff or the wall of the cliff on the other side. So we did our stop. And you listen. We had also looked at the overlook because the people coming up have the right of way. So if we meet somebody coming up, guess what? We have to back up. Thankfully, all the traffic right now is going downhill. There's quite a few. There's our campsite down there. So we walked over along the bridge there to take some pictures. Maybe went the other way too. I don't know. Not really sure 100% where it went, but you can see. So I walked just kind of like up behind our camp to this rock. It's a little windy today. It's gonna calm down. You see, we got our cute little campsites. I'm gonna sleep in the Jeep. Steve will probably sleep in the little clamshell tent thing we set up. And yeah, that's where we're gonna spend like 3 days. Right, getting ready to get my bed set up. It's an air mattress here in the Jeep. Steve's got an air pump that goes with it that we hook to the Jeep battery. So we'll blow it up, and it's actually made to fit in the Jeep.
Okay.
Hey, turn it on.
Here we go.
My bed because the blankets Austin bought me even says property of Lady Brenda. My bed. Okay, we've had our coffee already this morning. This is morning number 1. And Steve's now making us some bacon and eggs to eat with our beautiful view.
One of the things that comes with being out in these really remote wilderness areas is, unfortunately, they require you to pack out everything that you bring, including your own human waste. Fortunately, there are ways to do that that really aren't quite as bad as you might imagine. And I've had to do this several times before. When we were in Antarctica, they called these little portable bathrooms a yum yum. And when I rafted through the Grand Canyon, we called it a groover. I kind of like the groover term myself because it actually has some meaning. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a sec. All right, so this is a groover. Basically a 5-gallon bucket with a specially made bag where you do your business and you seal it up, and it actually has some chemicals in it that will solidify the waste, and then you zip it up it comes with a little Ziploc sealant, so no odor, no mess. It actually works really, really well. It's called a groover because you're sitting on a bucket. It puts grooves in your ass while you're sitting there. So, but you're definitely not going to find a bathroom with a better view. So anyway, I know TMI, more than you wanted to know, but that's how it's done out here. All right, well, it's Tuesday morning, and we're going to go for a little hike. We were talking yesterday about how hard it is to get to the maze. Well, it's even harder to get in the maze, and that's what we're going to try and do today. There's a trail here called the Maze Overlook Trail that'll take us down into the bottom, and then you wander around trying not to get lost in the maze. And if we're successful, there's supposedly a really cool petroglyph site called the Harvest Scene that's supposed to be pretty special. So if we make it down, that's what we're going to try and find. The ranger said it does have some exposure, and Brenda's not that friendly with heights, so we're going to go as far as we can. Hopefully we make it, but if not, we're going to be safe. So we'll let you know how it goes. And this is the start of the Maze Overlook Trail. So right away, you just start going down, down, down.
Okay, walking on this trail now. Down below, we were way up there somewhere to start. We're still on the Maze Overlook Trail. Just thought I'd take a quick minute to show you Steve walking ahead so you can get the scope of the rocks. But so far, not too bad. But my understanding is they're going to get to a place where it's like handled, so that might be where I stop. Okay, where the bird pamphlet is.
Okay. We're working our way down. So far, so good. Down pretty far. We're getting near the bottom of the, they call the Orange Cliffs. I'm getting into this white sandstone area. We're kind of right at the border. So maybe halfway down at this point. Still making our way down. You can see when we started, we were at about the same height as the chocolate drops, and now we're substantially further down, but still have a ways to go down to the bottom there. But it's just crazy, crazy country out here.
All right. Let's see. Steve's got me doing some crazy stuff. Let's see how I make it down here. There he goes. Of course, if he falls, I have to go down because he's got the emergency walkie-talkie.
Can I drop this? Is there anything breakable?
My glasses, but they're...
Oh, yeah,
they should...
I'm going to leave it here, and then I'll reach up and get it.
Okay.
Maybe.
Or I can hand it to you, maybe.
Too fat for this. Oh, that might actually help. Oh, all right, that was actually much easier.
All right. Looks like he's down, and now it's my turn.
Nope, except now.
All right, folks. Here goes nothing.
All right, we're 3/4 of the way down into the maze. This is one crazy trail. Brenda's doing a fantastic job dealing with her fear of heights. She has to navigate the crack. Made it.
Oh my God.
Awesome job. And then we come out overlooking what looks like a Star Wars landscape. Still a ways to go, but we're probably 3/4 of the way. Another tight spot to negotiate. I barely fit. Brenda's skinnier than me, so.
Except my boobs might not make it.
Boobs, yeah. The boobs have to stay at the top. Good job. Just came down through that section. We're getting closer. Just, there we go. Yep, that's good. That one's, yeah, that's as good as you're going to get right there. Yeah. Right there. Now you come all the way down, like another, oh, okay. Stretchy. It worked. That's all that matters. That's why I didn't want to tell you to do different, because it looked like it was going to work. All right, we are now very close. See, just a little more to go, and you can see now we're down way below the chocolate drops. Wow. All right, so we actually made it to the bottom of the maze, which is pretty incredible. So proud of Brenda for doing it, because it's a tough hike. It's a lot of exposure, a lot of Moki steps, which you'll see in the video what they are. But she did it all, and we made it to the bottom. Now we're going to go and search in the maze for these petroglyphs, see if we can find them, and then hope we don't get lost and find our way back. And then we still have to climb up all of that treacherous stuff we came down. So a lot of adventure left, but we made it. I think those are the chocolate drops over my head there. You know, we started way at the elevation above the top of those at our campsite. So far so good. Anything to say, Brenda?
No.
And there we have the backside of the chocolate drops. On our way to the harvest scene petroglyphs. Down in this beautiful, crazy maze of canyons. They just go off everywhere. Easy to get lost down here. Pretty cool. Another view of the backside of the chocolate drops. If we are in the right canyon, we maybe have a quarter mile to go to the harvest scene petroglyphs. We'll find out soon enough whether we're in the right canyon. Well, we made it to the harvest scene petroglyph site, walking through a maze of canyons. You can see these are nearly life-size petroglyphs, or I don't know if I'm using the right word or not. It's just amazing to me that people from, I don't know what time, but maybe thousands of years ago, the people could have actually been down here. This place is so remote. It's so difficult to get in and out of. It's just, it boggles the mind that people could have been down here that long ago. Not to mention, some of these are so high up, like not even easy to get up there to draw them. Crazy stuff. The bottom of the maze this time of year is beautiful. These good trees are bud out, leafing out, pretty green. Really, this is just beautiful down here, but there's no easy way out, that's for sure. So we made it to our destination, the harvest scene petroglyphs. I don't know if you can see them on the wall behind me, but beautiful spot for lunch. So we're gonna have our sandwiches, relax a bit, hydrate, and then see if we can figure out how to get out of here. It might be the hardest part yet, but you can see these walls way up there. And that's just the lower canyon. There's walls probably twice that size going up to fully get out. So got our work cut out for us. But enjoy a sandwich. And we're on our way back. I think we made it into the correct canyon. There's rocks way up at the top. That's where our trail started. So we We're going to have to scale that wall same way we came down. Pretty tricky route, but I think we'll be all right. But we've got a pretty good climb ahead of us, so at least we're not lost.
Okay, we just need to get up and around behind those rocks there. And believe it or not, I can't even believe it, and I did it. We were down there. And I'm so grateful that Steve is strong enough for both of us, because he lifted me through some of those rocks. Okay, so made it back to camp. Tough coming back, but I made it with Steve's help. Only one casualty, and that's the hole in my leggings. Guess they can be replaced. Now I'm gonna celebrate with bourbon. Steve's having a beer.
What a good sound that is.
Right, Steve's making our last breakfast here at the Maze Overlook. We're having pancakes and bacon. So we're gonna see. This is our first attempt at, or Steve's first attempt at pancakes on the scuttle. Okay, as you can see, we got the camp all packed up. There's no trash or anything, and it's all, believe it or not, in the Jeep. Yeah, we had a lot of stuff. But, you know, it's a different kind of camping. I'm backpacking. So we'll say goodbye to the maze. And then we're going back home to the RV.
5-hour drive.
Yeah, 5-hour bumpy drive, dirt road back to the RV. And by the time we get back there, we'll be ready for real showers. So on the way out, one of the things we have to do is drive around this horse canyon. You'll be able to see just how close the road goes to the little tip of the canyon here. You can see up ahead there where the canyon comes in. We're going to go right by it. It's actually not as big a drop off as it looks like from a distance. So you got that nice little shelf we'll roll in onto first. There it is. Part of Horse Canyon.
Made it up the Flint Trail. I think it was about, looks like 900 feet of vertical up that face of that cliff. Hard to believe they could build a road there, but we made it up with no issues. Didn't run into any vehicles coming down, thankfully. It probably took 10 or 15 minutes, probably the quietest 10 or 15 minutes I've ever heard from Brenda. She didn't say a word. I think she was praying most of the time. But we made it, so hopefully no long-term trauma. We still have, I don't know, maybe 3 hours to go to get back to our RV. But that's definitely the trickiest part, is coming up the cliff face. So now it's just a bumpy road for a while. So anyway, we're continuing on.